All right, it's Thanksgiving morning, and my free-to-air satellite system. I'm not a big TV head per se, but I am the radio man in the truest sense, and if I can pick up the signal legally and lawfully, I will do it just for fun. So I'm on a satellite. It's called free-to-air. Broadcasters broadcast it unencrypted, so I'm basically picking up the backhaul feed. This would normally go to a local over-the-air distributor who would distribute it locally and sell commercials on it. So this is not an accident. They purposely do this. They don't encrypt it because it's just going to be broadcast locally. So I pick up 3 different satellites here, and I got all these. They don't really name them very good, but you get a lot of international news. Let's see. So I'm having an issue today. Here, we'll put it on this one here. So I'm having an issue where I get 3 different satellites that I pick up, and I have the TV muted. So here's another channel. It's Esperanza TV. A lot of international stuff. But anyways, I'm picking up 2 of the 3 satellites, and I'll show you a picture of what I'm doing here in a second. So for some reason, there's one on here. It's just music channels. It's when you go into stores and you hear the music. It's there's hundreds of music channels that are broadcast in the clear. No talking, no DJs. It's just cuts of music. Well, when I'm down in the basement, I like to. So as you can see here, getting very good signal off this satellite. But when I try to listen to my music station, I go onto the country music station. Nothing. So something's going on. One of the 3 satellites that I'm trying to receive isn't coming in. So I'll show you what's going on here. Just a scrap of paper here. So what we have is a, hold on, let's do it this way. So here's an overview of my system. I have a receiver box that's connected to my TV. And then it goes out to where my 2 dishes are. One dish is fixed at one satellite. That one's working fine. This dish, it's a single dish, and it uses a special LNB that allows it to receive 2 satellites. There's a switch box in here, and I have a switch box. So what I've done is I stacked the switches. The receiver sends a signal out to the pole, and this switch will dictate. It's basically like if you guys think of like an antenna switch, it's just sending control commands through the coax, and it's selecting which dish. This one's working fine. This one's picking up one of the 2 satellites. My suspicion is that there's an issue with the switches. We'll try the inside stuff. It could be maybe the programming's gotten janky here. But if the inside stuff doesn't work, this is a handheld signal meter. Think of this as like a TV that you can hold in your hand with a signal meter that people use for satellite work. What we can do is take this meter here out to the pole, and we can manually connect. And I want to see the way this LNB works. It's called a 4-degree monoblock. So when you point it at one satellite, for example, like what I'm doing here, this is pointed at 97 degrees and 101. This is what's called a 4-degree monoblock. So as long as you point the first block at 107, it'll automatically pick up whatever's at 4 degrees above it. So what I did was I pointed my dish at 97 degrees, which is the one that's working. So in theory, there's a possibility my dish could have moved, but the signal that I'm getting on this is very good. So as long as you have it pointed at 1, the other should come in. So my guess is that something's happened here, and I can just manually connect my little handheld signal meter and just isolate the switches. If I'm still receiving 101, it's a switch issue. But the next thing we're going to do before we go outside is we're going to just check the programming in the satellite receiver box. So here we are at the TV. Oops, pointing at the... we go to satellite installation. So right now 101's the issue. It's not coming in. I'm saying that it's on port 1, so I have a 4-port switch out there, and there's a possibility the L&B could be bad. It could there's a switch box. Like I said, I have stacked switches, and if we toggle down, you'll see when I hit 99. Hold on a second. So this is the other one, 97. As you can see, give it a second. There it goes. It's picking up 97 just fine. That's a really good signal. So I don't think the dish moved, because if you peak for 1, the way that block is set up, it should pick up the other dead nuts on. And it's on port 2. The other satellite dish is on 99. Give it a second. Sometimes, let's try that again. There. Oh. Hold on. This is more of a bug in the software. Try it again. I know for a fact that 99's coming in. It's making a liar of me in the video. There we go. This is a satellite all on its own out there. 63% is acceptable for quality. I'm getting a 98 signal strength. It's probably because of the size of the dish that I'm using. So this is its own dish, 99. And then if we go up to 101 KU band, I'm not getting anything. I've tried changing the ports, so the only thing that's left is going out to the box. So we're gonna have to go out to the box and have a look and see what's going on here. Of course, guys, when do we do antenna work in Maine? When it's as shitty as possible. That's just trash. I gotta haul that to the dump. This is the dish with the what I call the mono block. As you can see there's 2 LNBs. So there's a switch in there, what I was talking about, stacked switches. When it sends the signal up, it switches between the 2 LNBs. This is fixed. So this one's picking up 97 just fine, but not 101. This one here is picking up 99 just fine. And I'll show you the switch boxes. No switch on that, single LNB switch here. So let's go in the box. Here's the box. All the cables come underground. The switch in question is right here. So what happens is right here in the middle, I don't know if you can see it, focus, the receiver comes in here, it sends a signal. LNB 2 is 97 degrees, LNB 1 is 101, and LNB 4 is 97, or excuse me, 99. I'm not using LNB 3 port over here. So let's get the old set-top box off and let's plug into port 2, which should be 101, and see what happens. So I got it working. This is the LNB that I was telling you about. It allows you to point it in one direction and it'll pick up 2 satellites. These are angled in such a way that when it's pointed, this particular one here, you point that at your lowest satellite to the west, and this one to the highest satellite that you're going to point 4 degrees to the west. So this one's pointed at 97 west, and then 4 more degrees west is 101. There's a built-in switch in here. My concern was that maybe the switch in here failed. This is what I'm talking about, stacked switches. So I got that switch right there. The receiver sends a signal to switch between the 2 ports. Well, the way you stack switches is this: there's position 1, position 2. This is a 2-position switch. I'm using 3 satellites. So what I have there is a 4-position switch. And what you do is you put this at position 1 and this at position 2, which is how I have it set up there. 1 and 2 is this. When I send the signal, what happens is the signal will pass through that switch. When I say go to position 1, it tells this to go to position 1. That's how you stack a switch. So what I had to do was to remove this from the equation to make sure it's bad.
And then I swapped in a spare one of these to make sure that wasn't bad. And what we found out is my dish, and these don't take much, my dish moved a little bit. And when I tugged on it and I pulled it back to the west, it started to come in again. So I basically removed all this stuff from the equation and was pointing my receiver directly into my new L&B, which I knew was good. And I got everything working, and then I worked my way backwards. I put the old one back in. This is the new one now. I put the old one back in, made sure everything was good. Then I put this back in circuit, made sure everything was good. And then I'll show you what I got inside. So I'll mute this real quick. I got it on the music station. I just don't want to have issues with copyright. Oops, I just turned the whole system off. Son of a... Okay, so this is the music satellite. I'll unmute it briefly so I don't get demonetized. Well, I'm not even monetized. I don't get hit with copyright. I just got it on a country music station. I'll just mute that again. And then, so this is 101 West. I'll go back to the TV. This is 99 West. And if I go into the guide, you can see it says 99. I'll go to one of the 101s here. Here's an HD channel. I don't know what it is. Somebody preaching. And he is sweating his ass off. Oh, it's Jimmy Swaggart. Okay, I guess it's not late. Hold on, let's see something here. Hampton, Virginia, 1983. Some sort of concert or something? I don't know. The classics, it says.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no, he is preaching. I thought Jimmy said, oh, okay.
Just lift up your hands and worship him for a moment.
All right, hold on, let's see. There's some international news stations on here that actually aren't bad. There's one on here called, it's like, is it Swiss or Norwegian? And it's pretty good. Oh, We Do Big Stories. They show some pretty decent stuff on here. Give it a second. Okay, I don't know what this is. It's foreign. Let's try this one. Some sort of shooting show. Anyways, there you go, guys. That's how I troubleshot my system. Looks like that windstorm I got the other week tweaked it a little. Thanks for watching.